taking on the 10th ranked Andrew Harvard. Just barely made it in automatically through the qualification means, but Stuart Peppers, second ranked 73 kilogram fighter here in KUMITE. He dominated, did everything but win the big title when he fought over in America in HCL. He's on his way. He wants to win the largest glory of them all here, the KUMITE tournament victory. He's got to go through Andrew Harvard, and Ken, with Ricky Baby losing in the first fight.
Thank God, by the way.
Not only are these two men the only Americans left in the tournament, but of course because it's America versus America, we are guaranteed to have one American in the final 8, the quarterfinals in September.
I think that should always be a guarantee. You're always guaranteed an American, you know?
I think that's, well, it just shows the
well, no offense
flavor.
For whatever place you're from. I don't even know if it's a country, you know?
Oh, you know, it's,
Maybe you're from Gibraltar.
I'm a man of the world. Well, I think is Gibraltar not a? It's not. It's a principality, isn't it? Some sort of thing. I don't know if it's a principality or a region. I don't know. I think of myself as a man of the world.
Man of the world. So is that just a world accent you have now?
It is. It's a human accent.
It's the world dialect.
It is the dialect of the world. It might be Sanskrit for all we know. We only saw Sanskrit, we never heard Sanskrit. It could be a Sanskrit accent.
You know what? Maybe you're ancient Egyptian. You don't know. Maybe you're Mesopotamian. We don't know if there's a language.
Oh,
maybe you're a caveman.
There is a big mess. There is a big mess of Potamia right over the face of Andrew Harvard. That big knee from Stuart Peppers. He looks very fast.
I've made Potamia a mess before.
I don't doubt it.
There's a Greek fella that copulated with.
That's very proper of you.
Well, they're very proper people. They're very proper when they stick it in their asses.
Did it happen in a vomitorium? What a slam, by the way. Wonderful soup play, I think, if you will, by Andrew Harvard. Excellent wrestling.
Yeah, there's some soup play, all right.
There's some soup in play as well. Did you have this happen at a vomitorium?
Vomitorium. I think anytime I'm in Greece, it's a vomitorium. So
I believe you. But you can see Stuart Peppers working so fast. He's just, for someone who's such a veteran of the sport of mixed martial arts, he is moving. He looks in excellent shape. He has trained extra hard. He was disappointed in huge fashion. He lost to Werner Schnitzel in the opening round last year. He does not want to make that same mistake.
Hard wieners.
Yes, he trained extra hard. He lost via decision. It was an absolute devastating defeat by Stuart Peppers. He vowed not to let that happen again 5 minutes into this fight. Nice body kick by Harvard. Woo. And a nice slam, and that's going to score some points if he can't finish it. Nice. The north-south position, but he's unable to make any sort of a transition, and wonderful groundwork by Stuart Peppers. Very nicely done, ground and pounding. Peppers working hard. Hyundai Elantra watching intently, making sure they stay active. And Stuart Peppers, it's interesting. He's become such a cult favorite among the fans worldwide, especially here in Japan. They love him in Japan.
They love him, and he's on like reality shows. He's gone on those game shows doing like SWAT. He's been an ambassador for KUMITE since he's come over to Japan.
You know those game shows where they have like the comedians like do games and they get injured if they fail to do something?
Yeah, like they inject them with rat poison. That's a fun one.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, I've lived that one.
Okay, then.
I was in the audience.
All right. Well, I understand one of the games they have is they blindfold them, and they put Stuart Peppers sitting 6 inches from their face, and they have them remove the blindfold, and they're staring at Stuart Peppers' face, and they have to not react. And it does not work very well. And of course, if they react in any sort of way to Stuart Peppers' facial features, they get hit in the nuts.
Good.
Right in the ball bag.
Oh man, there was a
leather strap, kind of hitting it like the pegs of a carnival wheel.
There was a comedian. I think his name was Ken Tabamasu, Ken Tabamasu. You know Ken Tabamasu?
The name does ring a bell, yeah.
Yeah, he was injected with brown recluse venom at one point. During a bit where they stuck a live spider down his pants, bit him right on the dick. And
the venom was some sort of...
It was brown recluse spider. It was...
So he just got injected. Oh, big stomp! And Harvard, I think, just barely scooted away. 45 seconds left in the first round. What ended up happening to him? They never followed up on it. Oh, big uppercut!
Oh,
Peppers
he's
is down.
in kind of comedy now. He's brain damaged, so people just kind of laugh at him when he drools everywhere.
Oh, so he still does his comedy act?
I mean, he doesn't know it, but yeah.
Fair enough. 10 seconds to go. Stuart Peppers has weathered the storm.
Oh.
Going for the high kick.
Oh.
Wonderfully scouted that high kick by Peppers. You can see that uppercut cut him badly. I don't know if it was the uppercut or one of the residual strikes. But Peppers has a cut under his hideously swollen eye. Again, the hideous swelling, not from the strike, from all of the plastic surgeries he's addicted to. His fight winnings go mostly to facial reconstruction and deconstruction surgery. He actually gets his face worked on, and then he has it all reverted afterwards. It's just it's a thrill for him.
He really does get off to it, though.
So he really looks different for about an hour and a half at a time, and then he just has it all replaced.
Yeah, I mean, there was one time I saw him in between surgeries.
Really? You actually saw it?
Yeah, he looked remarkably like a young Hugh Jackman.
Wow.
And they just wiped it all away.
Why wouldn't he stay like that?
I don't know.
You can continue to do it. You can just do it once at a time. I think he just needs... It's kind of like, I guess, if you, I guess, comparing it to a drug, if you take a hit off the bong, you have to exhale too. It's like taking an inhale and then an exhale as well. You have to do both.
Maybe he should pull a Bill Clinton and not exhale.
Perhaps not. He might actually be somewhat attractive of a human.
Maybe he looked like Bill Clinton at one point.
At some point he could have. I think he just brings in photos from magazines and says, "Make me that."
But really old magazines. Like there was that.
Yeah.
I heard he looked like a Humphrey Bogart at one point.
Oh, really?
I believe he took in a picture of Stonewall Jackson just to try that out.
What kind of magazine was Stonewall Jackson?
He brought in a 500s mosaic of Alexander the Great. He did that.
Of course, a nice big slam by... big!
Oh!
Ground and pound! Harvard is hammering away. Peppers is in trouble. Could this be the curse? Could Peppers never be able to escape this round? He is in trouble in the mount. It is bad right now. Peppers is in trouble. Harvard doing everything he can.
You want to know the worst thing about that Alexander the Great mosaic?
What's that?
He was dead 200 years after it was made, so we don't even know how accurate
So he made him look like a corpse, basically. Nice scramble by Peppers, but he's back in the mount. 2:40 to go. He's able to get out of the bottom position. This is... I mean, Peppers is so far behind on points at this point. 2:25 to go. Harvard is doing everything he needs to do to possibly take it to a decision. I mean, again, that's the nature of the beast. You just have to win 4 times. It doesn't matter how you do it. You got to win 4 times. And right now, they're just going for it. I think at this point, less than 2 minutes ago, Peppers inside control, trying to work, but Harvard working a good defense. It's really a shame because Stuart Peppers is such a good fighter, but we've seen it. Yeah, we saw ABB Crimcock earlier tonight. He's a man who just dominates in these non-tournament fights, but cannot win the big one when it comes to the Kumite. Could that be the same curse of Stuart Peppers? I don't really know. Oh, nice work there. I mean, he really had a good first round. Pretty even. I don't know where this is going to go. I mean, you don't want to leave it in the hands of the judges.
I wouldn't leave anything in their hands, to be quite honest with you.
Not at all. Stuart Peppers. Advantageous position. 25 seconds to go. Looks like we might be going to a decision unless something monumental happens in these last dying seconds. Looks like Harvard is trying to just work the defense. And that is the thing. Could these judges be penalizing him for the defensive struggle he's been forcing? It's going to go to the towels. This is a very dangerous place to be. Harvard and Peppers go to a decision. These 2 veterans to mixed martial arts. And one of them will move on to the quarterfinals. Woo! A nice knockdown. I think we missed that at some point. I don't know how we didn't see it. I think you were talking about Spider Venom at the time.
Probably.
And that could have been, the judges could be watching that. It really could go either way, I think. We don't know which way the judges are going to rule this one. It's up in the air. Let's see what our judges, Nissan Altima, Mitsubishi Galant, and of course, Saab will decide on. Will they go to Peppers? It's going to go to Stuart Peppers!
Yeah!
Stuart Peppers!
Oh, he is fucked up.
Through one eye.
Ah, he's even uglier.
Has
That's
Son.
fucking Mexican collagen swelled up all into his eyelid.
Mexican collagen.
I can only imagine.